Blessed be everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about tarot and spirituality. How tarot can help you along your spiritual path. That it can actually be a spiritual practice or part of your spiritual practice. Tarot is more than just telling the future. It is also telling you about yourself and how you're going and what you can ask yourself, what you can discover about yourself. Helping you discover who you truly are and what you're actually doing here on planet Earth. All of those really deep truths tarot can do for you. So we're going to talk about that today. Before we do though, I am Sandra from MysteryWitchSchool.com. I'm the author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path. If you want to know more about Wicca, witchcraft, tarot, and shadow work, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. I also have 50% off my Confident Tarot Reader course. So if you've been wanting to learn to read the tarot using your intuition as well as your knowledge, to be able to read confidently, to be able to read the cards together when they appear in a spread rather than just individually, how do they actually work together and how do you know how they're working together, then the Confident Tarot Reader course is for you. It is a do-it-yourself course, but you'll also have access to me if you have any questions, and it's 50% off the usual price. So do take advantage of that deal. It won't be around for long. I've got it going for most of the end of, from here until the end of April at the time of this video. So there's a link in the description field below this video for how you can get 50% off learning the tarot. To a lot of people who don't understand tarot or who aren't, I guess, on that more alternative spiritual route, would see tarot as being something that's just telling you the fortune. You know, the tarot is going to tell you whether you're going to win the lotto or if you're going to meet that special person or all those kinds of things. And while tarot can help you with that kind of knowledge, I've talked about that over the last few weeks, about the myths about tarot, all of those things. One of its most important aspects of it is that it can actually help you connect to who you truly are, your divine self. It can help you know thyself, which is the whole purpose of esoteric studies, of mysticism, and of magic. Know thyself. And the tarot can certainly help you do that. So although historically we see the tarot as starting out as a card game, those things were happening during a lot of persecution of the occult. People were not allowed to know who they truly were. They were supposed to be in the dark about who they truly were. So these things do go underground. But since around the late 1800s, the tarot has been able to take on a much more stronger occult significance. And with the Waite-Smith tarot deck, it really brought it to life as a tool that you could use to connect to divinity and to connect to who you truly are and learn the secrets of the universe. Now, it was Israel Regardie that said that if you were locked in a room or a cell, I can't remember exactly where you were locked up with his quote, but he did say if all you had was a deck of tarot cards, you could still learn about the truth. It would be all you need to learn about the truth of reality and the truth of existence, because there's a lot in the tarot that can help us with that. The symbolism of the tarot since Smith and Waite is amazing in the occult significance, the esoteric significance, things that were hidden. No longer really occult anymore, to be honest, because it's all out there now, so it's not occult, is it? Occult means hidden. It's not hidden anymore. So it's not occult anymore. But these aren't secrets anymore. These are things that are out there now for everyone to be able to see and to understand in the way that we're meant to understand them. So one of the first ways that tarot can help you connect spiritually is by helping you tap into your intuition, to tap into your inner guidance, to listen to your inner voice, your inner feelings, to be able to channel words through you, to be able to get a hunch of what something might be meaning. It resonates with your intuition, with your subconscious mind. The symbols and images on the tarot cards are designed to resonate with the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is way more observant than our conscious mind is. And so the tarot allows us to tap into that great resource of our subconscious mind and learn more about what is actually going on in our lives, or if we're reading for another person, what is going on in their life. It helps you tune into your inner guidance, your inner knowing. And we don't tune into that enough in our lives. We tend to want to use the rational, logical side. We always err on the side of fear and being afraid of making the wrong decision. And when we're afraid of making the wrong decision, we're afraid of listening to our intuition, because sometimes our intuition is telling us something that doesn't make any rational or logical sense at the time. It usually proves to be in the end, but it doesn't appear to be often at the time, and so we tend to ignore it. And when we're connecting to spirit, to our spirituality, to our divine selves, we really need to tune into our own divine guidance. And that can be guidance from other spirit guides, guidance from deities, or just guidance from our own higher self. Another way that tarot connects us to our spirituality is through the archetypes, the universal themes and symbols that are contained in the tarot. When you look at the major arcana cards, you see various different characters, and these are sequenced in numerical order, and they tell a story. They tell a story of the Fool's journey, our journey through life, our journey through self-discovery. And it's not just the major arcana either. When you look at the minor arcana cards or the pip cards, the ones from ace to a 10, they tell stories too. They're more mundane stories about the things that happen to us in love and relationships, and our finances and careers, our passions, our creativity, and our thoughts and the conflicts that we get into. But they can also give us a lot of advice as well. And when you look at these images on the tarot and you understand the meanings, these are things all of us experience in life. We experience those cards throughout our life. They are depicting what life is like here on planet Earth in 3D reality. So the tarot is showing us what's going on in our lives, and also showing us what the potential is. And it does this through characters doing things, and it does this through archetypal characters, like the Hermit card, for example, or the Magician card, the High Priestess card. These are all archetypes for aspects of ourselves that we could tap into. We can all have a high priestess moments. We all have the high priestess within us, the ability to be able to tune into our intuition, as I said before. The magician, we're all able to create, and we have the tools to create. We just have to be aware that we are able to be the magician in our lives. So when you understand these archetypes, you start to step into these aspects of yourself, and these can really wake you up to who and what you are. Number 3, connection. So when you're connecting to the tarot cards, you're connecting to your subconscious mind, you're connecting to the spiritual side of yourself, your divine self. You're connecting to another person if you're reading for another person. You're connecting to your guides if you work with guides. There's a lot of connection going on with the cards, and you're connecting to the greater universe. Even the Akashic records, you're connecting. So it's about opening you up to listening intuitively and connecting to something other than yourself. That's telling you about yourself or the person that you're reading for. The tarot is like a mirror, mirroring back your life at you, or the other person's life if you're reading for somebody else. And they're a wonderful way to connect to spirit, even on a daily basis, which brings me to number 4, which is ritual and magic. We can use tarot in our magic through spell casting with the tarot cards. They're a little bit like vision boards in a way, and you could create a vision board type of spell with a deck of tarot cards, just selecting particular cards that relate to what it is you're wanting to manifest. So they're another way of doing a vision board. The ritual around working with the tarot cards brings in that connection again. It creates a sacred space. So when we first get our tarot cards and we cleanse them maybe with incense and we consecrate them, we put energy into them. Before we do a reading, we may settle our mind and go into a meditative state. We may ask for assistance from our guides. We may ask for blessings from deities and ask our higher self to be connecting to us, or for us to connect to our higher self. All of that's like a ritual that we do. So we're working with the cards in a rather ritualistic way. And what that does is it sets up a sacred space. It sets up connection to the higher beings, the higher source. Ritual is very, very important when it comes to working spiritually, because it's what takes us out of the mundane workaday beta brainwave state into something that is completely different, where we can simply be with who we truly are. The last one is to do with shadow work and confronting our ego and our programs. So number 5 is about tarot's ability to show us what's going on with us. It's mirroring back to us what we're doing, what we're thinking, what we're feeling. And it can also give advice on what you may be able to do about that. It will reveal our fears. The cards will reveal what we're doing wrong or what we did wrong. They're very revealing. And sometimes we don't want to see that. We don't want to face our fears. We don't want to have to deal with the hard stuff. We don't want to be, triggered. We don't want any of that. Where, particularly in this day and age, it's like we want to be wrapped up in cotton wool and have everything nice and smooth around us. And we just can't go on through life like that. It's not possible. Life is tough, and there's tough stuff about life. And the tarot isn't going to wrap you up in cotton wool. It doesn't care whether you're triggered or not. It doesn't give a hoot. It's telling you what's real. And when you're on the magical path, the spiritual path, you have to deal with what's real about life. There's no other way around it. You just can't get out of it. You have to grow up and face the tough stuff, face the scary stuff, face the stuff that really brings up a lot of emotional, icky stuff. Because that is how you actually move through that stuff. You don't move through it by avoiding it. You don't move through it for wrapping yourself up in cotton wool. You don't move through it by, living in a safe space. You actually move through it by facing these things and moving through that way. And the magical path, the mystical path, the spiritual path, it does that. Whether you want it to do it or not, it will do it, because it's the only way to see what the truth is. Because all of the stuff that is triggering to us, that is scary to us, is an illusion anyway. In the greater scheme of things, it's not real. It's something that we perceive to be real. Most of the time, it's not. And we want to wake up and we want to see what's real. And the tarot can help us with that. It can show us what we're thinking and what we're feeling. It can show us how we're keeping ourselves stuck. It can show how we're sabotaging our lives, and give us advice about what we could do to change that. And often we don't want to know that. Often we don't want to change. It's too hard. It does take a lot of energy and a lot of courage to change. But, the tarot is just showing you what you need to know. So it's a very valuable tool on the road to your spiritual wake up, your consciousness wake up, because that's really all the magical path is, the mystical path is. It's about waking up to who and what you truly are. And you are not what you've been told you are. You are not what you're being told you are in more the mainstream insanity that goes on in the world and has been going on for a very, very, very long time. We're something completely different. That's why all of this information on mysticism and magic was kept hidden. It wasn't allowed. It was taboo. Because when you know this stuff and you start waking up to what really is, then the people who want to maintain control, all the forces that want to maintain that control, those devolutionary forces, they can't operate anymore. And so we're really waking up now, hopefully on a mass level, and the tarot can certainly help you do that. So once again, if you want to get 50% off the Confident Tarot Reader course, there's a link in the description field below this video. If you have any questions, you can contact me. There's contact details in the description field below this video as well. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I am Sandra from MysteryWitchSchool.com. Blessed be.